changed everything. The way I walk, the way I breathe. Will my fate shift into the night? But here I am, same old thing. Thinking deep, no ecstasy. Reality haunts the living mind. If I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same escape. Darling, will you go away? It won't be as simple for you.
Yo, guys, it is Old Man G here, back again with another match preview for Red Devil Studio. And I'm with a special guest, Atletico Madrid fan, Eldon, for this Atletico Madrid versus United Champions League preview. Eldon, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well, Red Devil, and thank you for having me on the show, Red Devil Studio. Of course, very excited for the game. Tomorrow we've got a huge game, and yeah, let's see what happens.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you for coming on. I really, really do. So if you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United X, and smash that notification button for latest Manchester United news as well. So as you can see, hashtag ATLMUN. This is our Manchester United versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid versus Manchester United match preview. And let's get straight into it. Obviously, we're streaming on Twitch and Twitter as well, so take a look as well, like the vid. Now, thank you for joining in. Evening, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it, brother. Really appreciate you always, buddy. So I guess let's get into it, really. Eldon, like, what are your expectations like going into this game?
Red Devil, I don't really have big expectations for this game. Of course, we don't have our performance hasn't been the best. So I don't have that big expectation for the game.
Mm-hmm. So so by big expectation, so maybe clarify that a bit. Like, would you not be surprised if Atletico Madrid lost? Do you expect a draw? Like, you don't feel confident going into this game?
Yeah, you can say that. Like, I am going for a draw for this game, but as well, I wouldn't be surprised if we lost, because Manchester United is a pretty decent club as well. Their performance hasn't been the best, but still, I think they could still get a win tomorrow night.
Okay. What do you think are the main issues facing Atletico Madrid right now going into this game?
For Manchester United?
No, for Atleti.
All right. I think Manchester United is a decent club, and yeah, I think what Atletico Madrid needs to do is work hard for this game and get a result. But yeah, Manchester United also is a pretty huge club, and yeah, I think anything could happen in this game.
So, and lastly, before we move on, I guess on lineup, and I obviously give my take. Like, how do you think if Atletico were to win this game, how do you think they'll be able to go about it?
Yeah, I think they will have to defend deeply as well. and maybe hit on the counter and get a goal or two. That's what I think Simeone has in plan.
So basically, like a counter-attacking, because the rumors are that he's potentially going to be playing five at the back, and then countering that way based on the players that have been out. We'll get to that in the starting lineup in a second. So, but obviously, from a United point of view, United season's obviously been very, very hit and miss. You just don't know where you are with Manchester United, to be quite frank, and. You know, we become predictable in the sense that if Atletico or any team outlasts the press, then basically we in the second half we fall apart, and well, not fall apart, but we the gas turns off. So I suspect Simeone would have been looking at that, and maybe he's hoping to defend deep in the first half and then go all out.
Yeah, exactly.
Second half. So there is an element of unpredictability United, but also I think, as I said on Mike's channel, that the issue is still the midfield, and I think that if Atletico Madrid can get a control of that midfield, then United have got problems. But you can make an argument that United potentially have better, well, in theory, have better finishes and a better defense. But that's definitely up to debate. Sudan's top general says the mid off we've all been waiting for. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate it. So let's just go into the starting lineups now. So again, obviously, my guest, how do you think that Simeone will line up tomorrow?
Well, I think Simeone will line up in like a 4-4-2 formation, and he will have Jan Oblak in goal. On the right back, he will probably play Versalico, the Croatian. Then in defense, he will play Stefan Savic and Jose Maria Jimenez. On the left back, he will play Reinildo, the new signing from Lille. And the two center midfielders would be Koke and Rodrigo de Paul.
Okay.
And the wingers, left midfielder, I think it could be Thomas Lemar. And on the right, we could see either Angel Correa or Marcos Llorente. But I'm going to go for Marcos Llorente.
Okay, fine. Okay.
And on striker, I believe we will play Joao Felix up striker, alongside maybe Suarez or Griezmann or Angel Correa.
So is that because there's a doubt? Because I think there's a doubt with Griezmann being fit and potentially Suarez. Is that true? Or
yeah, I've heard something like Simeone tomorrow night will start on striker Angel Correa and Joao Felix.
Okay. And
so that could happen.
Is Joao Felix considered a striker? Is that where is that a strength to him, or do you think that this is a bit makeshift from Simeone?
Yeah, I think it's a little mixture. I think he plays more of like a center forward role, but also he can play a striker as well.
Okay. Right. Okay. Fair enough. And I think going into this game, what do you think of the players? Obviously, you mentioned the formation that's going to be like the biggest threat to Manchester United.
The biggest threat could be the goalkeeper Jan Oblak, of course, one of the best goalkeepers in the world on his day, because he's not having the best performances this season. Also, the defense also is not having the best performances, but I think the main players that Manchester United needs to look out for could be Joao Felix, Thomas Lemar, and as well as Marcos Llorente.
Okay. Fair enough. Obviously, I'll put for the what specifically United lineup, and Sansa says Joao Felix needs Pep. What would you say to that?
Yeah, I think I kind of agree as well. Like he doesn't fit Atletico Madrid style. So I think if he goes to like a club like Manchester City, he will develop more.
Okay. Johnson says Jan Oblak fell off. He's the second worst keeper in the top 5 leagues now. Is that too harsh, or do you think he's deteriorated this season?
Yeah, I think that's too harsh, but yeah, he has dropped some performance. Like he's not having the best performances this season.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So obviously, for those who are watching later as well, personally, I think that the United lineup is going to be, and I would usually visualize get on the screen, so we'll do a what's called again, a combined thingy soon. But De Gea is obviously going to be in goal. I suspect that Ragnick will start Maguire and Varane. I think personally, I don't agree with it personally, but I suspect that he will start Maguire and Varane. The right back and left back option, I suspect he'll start Shaw because for some reason he doesn't prefer Telles. I don't know why. But the right back option is interesting. Wan-Bissaka played the weekend. I think that might be because of Dallo. That's why I think Dallo will probably start the right back position. But Wan-Bissaka is obviously a better defender and a better tackler than Dallo. So it'll be interesting. So personally, I think that this is the type of game for Wan-Bissaka to play, because especially when dealing with people on the break and being able to defend well, I think that would be important for him. But we'll see. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had a Wan-Bissaka or a Shaw potentially, but I suspect he'll go with Dallo. Before I continue going on, Sudan Stop Joe saying, I'm talking about statistically, he's the second worst now. Oh, so there's actually stats that show that. Okay, that's not really ideal. Nico Brinks says, going into this game as a United fan feels weird. We are slightly favorites, but I think that works heavily in Atleti's favor. Exactly. I think that I've always seen that Atletico Madrid always play better as underdogs than favorites. When they're favorites, from what I've seen, they tend to collapse. But when they're underdogs, it's a bit tricky. So yes, it'll be very interesting. San says, I'm Atleti to enjoy this. With that Xavi Pellegrini ball, they might not be back soon. Well, I think both clubs, and this is the interesting thing of both clubs, and I'll hand over to Sidomo to finish the comments, is that potentially both of these clubs may miss Champions League next season. Potentially, so essentially both clubs do need to enjoy it because there's a possibility that they both won't be in the Champions League next season. Zach Twin. Oh, by the way, for those going to make sure you like the vid. It goes a long way if you like the vid and subscribe. If you're watching, please. It really goes a long way to get more people to the channel. Zach 21 says Ronaldo not playing well to save his goals for Champions League. I hope so, bro. I hope so. EFAC says, nah, Wan-Bissaka ain't it. Okay, fair enough. But though Zach says, I would play Wan-Bissaka over Dallo. And EFAC says, we need a W. We do, especially after Chelsea. Both lead scores came from Wan-Bissaka support and staying in position. Well, you can make an argument that Luke Shaw should have done better on that. Luke Shaw should have done better on his near side. And then also that first goal, that was just a freak goal. I would say that De Gea should have been beaten from there. So I can't completely blame him. So yeah, just rounding up with the formation. I suspect that he's going to go with McTominay and Pogba, and then Bruno. Although he might, I think against Atletico, he'll go McTominay, Pogba, and Bruno. I think it'd be very defensive to go with McFred and Bruno. Then we'll probably play a front three of Ronaldo, obviously up top, probably Alanga on the left and Sancho on the right. That's how I think United potential lineup. But obviously, let me know your thoughts, guys. Your thoughts in the comments. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I would say, as an Atleti fan, that the players to watch out. Obviously, Ronaldo is Ronaldo. There's a psychology there, so that's obviously something to consider. But to be honest, I would say the main player for Atleti to worry about is Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho's probably been the main, and Jadon Sancho and Paul Pogba. I think if Paul Pogba has a very good first half performance and Jadon Sancho continues to do what he's going to do, I think that will cause Atletico Madrid quite a few problems, especially Pogba's distribution and Atleti's porous defending. That's basically what I would say. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Eldon.
Yeah, I think fair enough as well. Jadon Sancho could cause problems as well, and also Ronaldo as well. Of course, you cannot underestimate Ronaldo as an Atletico fan. So yeah, I think you have that right. Jadon Sancho as well.
Yeah. Just a few more comments. Luke Shaw has ability, but he's lazy. I'd drop him for Telles, to be honest. To the second one, I think Wan-Bissaka was a fault. Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't a fault, but I mean, what annoys me about Shaw's defending when I've seen him, because I've seen him concede goals similar to that, and he's always behind the attacker. You know, you're taught in basic football that when you defend, you should always be in front of the attacker, so he doesn't get to the ball first. And Luke Shaw is always behind him, and it frustrates me to no end. Because when I play football, when I'm defending, if the ball comes in, I'm always like, I need to be in front of the attacker. There's no point in being behind the attacker because you're not going to get the ball. So it's annoying. Matic, but I mean, possibly. Sounds of General says combine Atletico United lineup 4-2-3-1 keeper. I'm going to come back to this when we come back to our combined lineup, actually. So before we get into predictions, do you have any other thoughts about this game, Eldon? Like, do you, going to the point I mentioned before, like, is it really a risk that basically both these teams, you know, Atletico at risk of, not qualifying for the Champions League next season? And is it a risk that both teams are emphasizing the Champions League when they could potentially, not qualify for the Champions League next season?
Yeah, I think Atletico Madrid is not doing well in league. They also got eliminated in the cup. So I think Diego Simeone should concentrate full on the Champions League. And for the game tomorrow, he should try to get a result out of this. Because, league, we are trying to get top 4 this season. And, Champions League is the only thing left for Atletico Madrid to fight for. So hopefully we get a good result, and I want my team to get further in the Champions League this season.
Fair. Right, okay. Let's quickly go to score predictions, and then we're going to be doing a nice combined 11. So, what would you say? What do you think of your score predictions for this game?
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Manchester United and Atletico Madrid. Mainly because I think both teams will be playing defensively, and I think United will get a goal, and Atletico will get a goal.
I agree. It might be a shock to people in the United fan, but I think it'll be a draw as well. I think while we have played a bit better against Leeds and against Brighton in the first half, we're still conceding goals. And prior to that, we drew 3 games in a row against Middlesbrough, against Burnley, and I think against Southampton. A lot of them were 1-1s. So I wouldn't be surprised if in this game that Manchester United did actually draw. Whether we'll win at Old Trafford or not remains to be seen. But I think the main thing is just how Atletico Madrid deal with the United press in the first half. If Atletico Madrid can maintain and defend against the United press in the first half, they'll be fine, and it'll probably be a draw and it'll be okay. If they collapse with the pressing, then it might be a problem. But I think I agree. I think a 1-1 is what I would say as well. Before we get into the combined 11, so Unstop General says he believes it's 2-1. It's going to be 2-1 to Manchester United. Zach already agrees, says 1-1 my prediction. So again, a lot of people thinking this is going to be quite even based on the form of both teams. You know, they're in a similar situation in their respective leagues. Some people, like that bald guy with the shades, going to have to apologize to Simeone or Ronaldo, depending on who wins. That is true. Both have a lot of haters right now, so someone else is gonna say what's up. Evac says Pogba could be key if they gave him time on the ball. Well, that's another thing. He could go with Matic, Pogba, and Bruno. McTominay's playing the holding role right now. Pogba had a very good game against Leeds for the first 60 so minutes. Do you put Fred in there for energy? You just don't know. You just don't know. EFAC says 0-2 to United. Whatever happens, none of us will win by 2 or 3 goals. And so second leg at Old Trafford will be a big game. And that's a fair point. It's not going to be a high-scoring game. And I think the decisive game is probably going to be at Old Trafford. I'd be very surprised if either team completely capitulate and concede in excess of 2 goals. Right, let's quickly get the combined 11 out here. So I'm going to quickly share this, and for our last segment, guys, we're going to do a combined 11. We're going to have a debate about who we think should be in the combined 11 based on their performances this season. The only rules for this combined 11 are that the player has to be available for this game, so we can't use players and obviously recent form or form this season. But yeah, the player has to be available to play. This is the main thing. So obviously Aldonia's still there. I mean, is it reasonable to talk goalkeeper? Is it reasonable that De Gea should go over Oblak on form this season?
I think that's reasonable. De Gea over Oblak.
Okay. Okay. Now we can do the centre backs. And obviously let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. Like, what do you think about this combined 11? Centre backs. I would put Varane in, but I'm curious to see who. But that's that in terms of availability. I mean, I don't know. Would you have any centre backs you think will come in a combined 11, or do you think Atletico's centre backs have been really bad this season?
I think they've been poor this season, but I think I'm going to give it to Jimenez because he just got back from injury as well. And he just had 2 games after injury. So I'm going to give it to Jimenez and Varane.
Okay. So has Jimenez been as good this season for you guys? Or because he's come back from injury, but has he performed for you guys?
I think he played against Barcelona. He didn't have a good performance in Barcelona, but he did perform well in the Osasuna game. But he was injured the majority of the season. So I don't really know a lot about Jimenez because he's been injured.
I don't know, because then if that's the case, I might have to suggest that you've got to put Victor Lindelof there, because Victor Lindelof as a centre back has had a solid season for us, and he's been available all season. So I'm not going to put Maguire here. That's not going to happen. But I would make an argument that it should be Varane and Lindelof. If Jimenez has been unavailable for most of the season, and you think that most of the other Atletico Madrid have been garbage, I would make a case that you probably put Varane and Lindelof in this team, because I don't think Jimenez has played enough games to necessarily judge that he's been good enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fair enough. If Lindelof has had good performance, then put Lindelof with Varane.
Fine. Okay. Let's have a look. Obviously, this is someone's combined Atletico United line 4-2-3-1. In fact, yes, let's change that list formation to 4-2-3-1. I forgot about that. This 4-2-3-1B will be that. Okay. Combine keeper, God help us. Defense, Dalot, Gimenez, Varane, Shaw. Midfield, Pogba, Llorente. Attacking mid, Bruno. Wingers, Sancho, Lamar. Striker, CR7 wins the mid off. Right. So I'll just put the defenders in. 2 seconds. So what about left back?
Left back, yeah, I'll give it
Hmm.
to Luke Shaw.
Oh, really? So you think that Atletico Madrid left back is not or, or do you have one or?
We have the new signing
Mm,
Reinildo from Lille,
mm,
but I don't think
mm.
he's on the level of Luke Shaw or Teles. So yeah, I'm gonna put Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw. Okay. So we'll put Luke Shaw in. And now what about right back? We obviously have Dallin and Wan-Bissaka. What would you say?
I would say a Manchester United right back, of course, because I would pick him over Versalico or Daniel Vaz. But Daniel Vaz has been injured, of course. So
Gee-
yeah,
Jeez.
which do you think are you
I
gonna put?
mean, as right back, I guess it would be. I probably best based on recent form. It'll be Dallo. So I'll probably put Dallo there, just because Wan-Bissaka has not really played recently, and Dallo has been solid in general. I mean, right now it's five. The back five is all United players. Maybe that will change in the midfield as we progress. Zinken says, "Yay, Varane, Lindelof." Although I give Tellez over Shaw, and have to be Dallo. So we're obviously going for 4-2-3-1. Who would you put as the? United obviously have McFred, although Pogba can potentially play in that position as well. Um, who would you say in Atletico would come into this midfield?
In midfield, it could be Koke, but
Mm.
judging by recent form, I have to say Rodrigo de Paul over Koke.
Okay, Rodrigo. Rodrigo de Paul. Right. Okay. I and see, Rodrigo de Paul is he more of a CDM, or would you say he's more of a holding midfielder? Sorry, a cam, not a cam. Sorry, just a central midfielder. So that's what I mean.
Yeah, I think he's more of a center midfielder as well.
Hmm. Fine, fine. Do you think that another? Because I'm thinking of the other spot, and I'm thinking, who do you think? Um, who do you think should be in the other spot? Because as far as United are concerned, we have McTominay, we have Fred, and we have Pogba, or Bruno potentially, but those three. And then obviously the cam spot as a cam attacking. Would you put in this 40? Would you put João Felix there?
I could put Marcos Llorente maybe.
In the cam position?
Yeah, in the cam position.
Because I'm like, because obviously Bruno Fernandes is there, and you're like, I mean, would you say that Bruno Fernandes' form, well, if you've seen any, has been better or worse than Llorente this season?
I haven't seen a lot, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's on you. I think this is your decision.
Um, this is a difficult one because I think that Pogba has to be in here. So yeah, I've got to put. I'm going to put Pogba here. So I'll put Pogba here. He's got to play, and then it's basically between Llorente or Bruno. Pogba. um, I'll give it to Sudan Stop General says Simeone is playing Llorente right back, CB striker, Cam right back everywhere. So Bruno. Do you think that's true? I'll put this
Yeah,
comment
it
up
is
here.
true. Yeah,
So he
fair
could
enough.
he could basically be fit anywhere basically. Um so I mean the only reason is I feel bad because like right now it's like 6 United players to 1 Atletico Madrid player. So I think we should try and accommodate more Atletico Madrid players. So you know what? I'll put Llorente in that cam position. Bruno has been okay, but he has had some bad performances. So yeah, we'll put Llorente in here. LRO.
It's double LO.
Oh, double L. So double LO.
Yeah.
Nothing's coming up. L.
Or maybe put Marcos first.
Ooh. Oh, sorry. Here, I'll try it. Here we go. Cool. Right. Okay. Right midfield. I'm assuming you're not going to debate Jadon Sancho being on the right.
Yeah, I think Jadon Sancho deserves to be on the right.
Okay. Cool. We'll put him there. And to the left, who do you think?
On left, for Atletico Madrid, I would probably pick Thomas Lemar because Carrasco is suspended for the first leg.
Okay. Don't disagree. Has not been good. And Elanga, although he has been a bit solid, I think he's still a kid and is still finding his form. Striker, is there any debate with CR7?
Nah, I don't think there's any debate.
So we've not got João Felix in this team. Is there a way to fit João Felix in, or do you think that he can't fit in this team?
I would say maybe don't fit him in the team. I think the team looks good, but if you want to fit him, you can fit him for Llorente. Take out Llorente and put in João Felix. What do you think?
Well, I would say, I guess I'd say to you is that who do you think has been who played better in that position, Llorente or João Felix?
I would go for Llorente. Yeah.
Llorente. Okay, fine. I don't disagree. That's fair enough. So obviously, for those who are watching, who will be watching in the future, this is a starting 11. It's I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 United players to 3 Atleti players. So whether that translates into the game tomorrow remains to be seen. But you've got De Gea, Varane, Lindelof, Shaw, Dalot, Pogba, Yara De Paul, Llorente, Thomas Lemar, Jadon Sancho, and Ronaldo up top. I know that is that Edison. Well, Edison has been injured, and is unreliable. So Edison Cavani is not coming into this squad, unfortunately. But yeah, that is our combined 11. Let me know your thoughts on the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the video. So that's pretty much our show, guys. For those who are watching, I know it's a brief, but we will be doing a watch along for the game tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned. Us will be live from 10 to 8. But yeah, Eldon, thank you for coming on the show. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts? No, not any final thoughts. I think, very excited for the game. Big game tomorrow, and hopefully we have a good match.
Awesome. And Michael, who we were on the show last, and thank you for obviously helping me out here. Hey, Red Devil, a nice to see Eldon here. Can't wait for tomorrow. Thank you. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you need to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, We Are United X. Smash the notification button for latest United and football and general news. Subscribe to us on Twitch, because I am on Twitch and hoping to get more Twitch content on there as well. And if you're really interested in non-football related stuff, I have a second channel called Red Marvel, reviewing comics, games, movies, and all the rest of it. So head over there and stay tuned to that. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.